Okay, Hare Krishna, everyone. So we are going to start with the next lesson, which is summary of Gita Saramsha. So now here, chapter 2, it opens with what we saw yesterday, right? Seeing helplessness of Arjuna in the battlefield of Kurukshetra, our most beloved Lord Sri Krishna, his advice commences from second chapter. First chapter, he didn't speak a word. So where our dearest Lord, he is going to drive home the point. The point will be that each one of us has to perform our karma, our duty, our action, which will actually lead us to ultimate salvation. He who discards karma or action will have to pay, or swadharma, will have to pay heavy penalty to pay in form of what? A form of bondage. He'll be bonded over here. We'll be forever tied by our actions, right? So we will never be able to free ourselves from the permanent shackles of birth and death, from that cycle. So chapter 2, it talks about important points. It talks about the individual soul. It talks about our karma. It talks about sthita prajna, a person with having total balanced mind, right? So our Lord Krishna, he is going to convey to Arjuna that you have fought many battles. You have won many battles, right? Why is your mind so weak now? What happened? You are a warrior. So you are not able to, discriminate between right or wrong. Yes, we all have blood relations. We have relatives, right? We have a saying in English also, blood is thicker than water. So can we mute everyone, please? So we say, right? But just because they're relatives, blood is thicker than water, we say as in English. So many of us at all costs would like to protect our relatives, protect our children, protect our kith and kin. And we are there are only very few happy and fortunate ones. Those have that discriminative power between right and wrong. And they will at any cost only support the truth, right? So Sri Krishna has told him in this chapter that if we need a fine life in future, our action should be impeccable, our thoughts and action, everything should be pure. So we need to be very careful as to what we are saying, what we are doing. Thought, word, and action has to be very pure. So he has conveyed that our duty should be free from attachment. Arjuna wanted Lord Krishna to explain to him what are the various qualities of a person who is composed at all times, who is calm at all times, at every stage of life. So in the second chapter, he will very nicely emphasize the importance, and he is going to tell total surrender. So let's see what he has to say. So yesterday we had these, Arjuna had these 5 things in his mind which was worrying him. Then Krishna is going to show solutions to Arjuna's objections. Arjuna had objection, he had compassion. Why he did not want to fight? So he had compassion. So he said, Arjuna, Krishna will answer, we are not the body. Then Arjuna had a question. There will be no enjoyment if I kill everyone. What's the point? There will be nothing to enjoy here. Then he says heaven or kingdom in 2.31 to 37. Then he says it will be a big sin, killing my own relatives. It's sin. Devotional activity, no sin. Destruction of family tradition. What will happen to family tradition? He said, be a role model to prevent Varna Shankara. Then he says, I am not yet decided what to do. Serve the Lord with firm determination. So it's like Kula Dharma or Kshatriya Dharma. He was in 2 minds. So the Kula will be lost, or my Dharma, Kshatriya Dharma will be lost. So it's like let go. We say let go, right? Let God do. If I don't let go, what will happen? I'll be frustrated. If I let go, there will be chances I will panic. But if I let go and let God inside, let God do it, then you will see, we will be reassured. We won't panic at all. So can anyone tell me what are the 5 reasons which Arjuna gave for not fighting? You can chat in the chat box. You can send messages. Compassion, yes, correct. Smith Vegas. Compassion. Komal Mataji also compassion. Archana Mataji compassion. Only one. Blood relation. Jinal Mataji. Then Pavitra Mataji. Sin, yes. Rishi. Rishi Lahori Prabhuji. Attachment to bodily relations. Komal Mataji. No enjoyment. Priyanka's Mataji. No enjoyment. Then iPhone, indecision. Archana Mataji, family tradition will be destroyed. Yes, Komal Mataji, family destruction. Kavita Mataji, no sins, no happiness. Pavitra Mataji, family traditions lost. Shiva Prabhuji, compassion, fear of sin. Varna, no enjoyment, indecision. Very nice. Alpa Mataji, family, gurus, elders. Neha Mataji, compassion, no enjoyment, sin, family tradition, indecision. Excellent. So that was what I was looking for. So it is the right answer. Excellent. Very good. So compassion, no enjoyment, sin, family traditions, and indecision. So what did we do till here? The same battlefield. We saw three people's point of view. Then we saw about the conch shells also. Panchajanya being Krishna's conch shell. Then we saw 9 reasons why we feel that maybe Pandavas may be victorious. Like Dharmakshetra, that was Kurukshetra was Dharmakshetra, then the divine chariot, then Kapi Dhwaja on the top, then the conch sound, Gandiva, then Tyakta Jivita, then Mokshada Ekadashi, that day was Ekadashi, and then Bhagyalakshmi was with him, and Krishna was there, Rishikesha, right? So Arjuna was very sad. So there was 5 reasons for being very sad, right? So he asked Krishna, he said, please take my chariot to the middle of the battlefield. I want to take charge. I want to see who is in front. Then he immediately sees Bhishma and Drona, and seeing him totally becomes very emotional. And he says, oh my God, I don't want to fight the war. So the 5 reasons he gave, which is right on the screen around here, right? So he gives these 5 reasons, and he says, no. Kulakshay pranishyanti kuladharma sanatana. I will not fight. Everything will be gone. He says, why should I be unnecessary a part of violence? If Duryodhana is stubborn, let me just give it to him, right? So Sri Prabhupada also says that Arjuna proved that he was a great devotee and very enlightened and very compassionate and very soft-hearted. So Arjuna was asked to fight with his own guru and grandfather. Has anybody in history made a sacrifice like that? Anybody in history made sacrifice like that? Do you know any names? He was asked to fight with his own guru and grandfather. Anybody who fought with his own, who did not listen to his own father or grandfather? Anyone? You can message me. Or you can raise your hand if you want to. If you want to answer, you can raise your hand also. Anybody who opposed the father, a small boy opposed the father, small boy, his father, Bali Maharaj. Yes, very nice. Shri Priya Mataji, Bali Maharaj, correct. Hiranyakashyap, yeah. So Prahlad, Abhilasha, very nice. Very nice. Prahlad, Meghna Mataji, very nice. Shiva, Prahlad. Dhruva, okay. Karan. Prahlad Maharaj, Shivani Mataji. Very good, very nice thought flow. Bharat Maharaj, very good. Very impressed. Very nice. You're able to give such beautiful answers. Excellent. So yeah, we can see that now. Father, son, Prahlad, just for, they didn't want to go to their father, pray and worship his father. Prahlad wanted to worship Lord Vishnu. So he rejected that. So even Harshavas and Bahulavas, Chatushkumaras also. So Harshavas and Bahulashavas, they disobeyed their father, Daksh. On Narada's advice, they went and did their tapasya, meditation. Then Chaturkumaras, they were, Brahma had decided to commence the creation. At that time, he created these four Kumaras, Sanaka, Sanandana, Sanatana, and Sanat Kumara. And then he wanted them to, create the creation for the existence of this creation. He wanted them to create the creation, but they refused. They said, no, we want to go and do our meditation. They did not have any sign of negative qualities, right? And he thought maybe the process of creation will go on, but they refused. So Brahma really got very annoyed also. And we can see Vibhishan. He did not listen to his brother Ravana. He went towards Ram's side. Bali Maharaj is very rightly put in the chat box. Shukracharya, the guru of Bali Maharaj, told him, don't do this. He is Vishnu. He has come to cheat you. But Bali Maharaj was a great Vishnu devotee. So he said, Shukracharya realized that if Lord Mahavishnu, who has come to destroy Bali's power and position, he insisted to Bali, don't give anything to Vaman. But Bali Maharaj did not listen to Guru's words. And in fact, he ignored his words because he had already understood that beloved Vishnu has come in form of Vamana. Then there were Yagnik Brahman Patnis. They were all wives of Brahmanas. They just went and to the forest. They gave up everything for Krishna. And then we know about Bharat Maharaj. He left his kingdom. He left his family. And he went to do his meditation for... then we have Raghunatha. Then we have Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Then we have our Prabhupada, who left his family, took sannyasa just to surrender to Lord Krishna. So let's start with 2.1. Sanjaya uvacha tam tatha kripaya vishtam ashtupurna kolekshanam vishidantamidam vakyam uvacha madhusudana. Now what happened? Sanjaya said, seeing Arjuna full of compassion, his mind depressed, his eyes full of tears, Madhusudana, that is Krishna, spoke the following words. Now he was very sad. Arjuna was very sad. So when he saw Bhishma and Dronacharya right in front of him, he was totally in anguish. He started begging. He said, it's better to beg and live my life rather than go and kill them. So on hearing them, who was the happiest person here? Dhritarashtra. He now thinks, wow, great. So I can be rest assured that he won't fight. He will go away and the kingdom will still be under my control. But that was totally his illusion. How did his illusion break? His illusion broke as soon as, he said, Uvacha Madhusudana. As soon as Sanjaya said, Uvacha Madhusudana, his illusion broke. So, oh, Krishna has something to say. Even though Arjuna is very, totally emotional and he doesn't want to fight, now Dhritarashtra has come in tension. What is Krishna going to do? If Krishna is there, something is going to happen, he knows. So now he is in tension and he says, what is Krishna going to do? Is he going to bring the situation under control? Is my illusion of having my whole kingdom to myself, is it going to shatter now? That is the thought process that was going through Dhritarashtra's mind. So next shloka. Shri Bhagavan uvacha kutastva kashmalamidam vishame samupasthitam anaryajishtam aswargyam akirtikaram Arjuna. Akirtikaram Arjuna. Don't, if you won't fight, what will happen, Arjuna? You will get akirti. Supreme Personality of Godhead said, my dear Arjuna, how have these impurities come upon you? They are not at all befitting a man who knows the values of life. They lead not to higher planets, but to infamy. So when does Lord Krishna begin to instruct Arjuna? Only after Arjuna surrendered to Lord Krishna as a disciple. Till then, he didn't say a word. Being intelligent, Arjuna could understand that his affection to family members, his guru, his great-grandfather, and his wish to protect them from death, it is causing a lot of, perplexities in his mind. He is therefore asking Krishna, He knows Krishna is the supreme spiritual master. He said, please find a solution for me. I don't know what to do. So he says, I surrender. I offer myself to you as a disciple. So what happens now? All friendly talks stop. Now, talks between master and disciple. Now it is a serious talk. It is now the relationship has changed. And now Arjuna wants to talk very seriously before his spiritual master. So you may get a bad name, right? He says, you may get a akirtikaram Arjuna. You will get bad name, Arjuna. What are you doing? What has happened to you? Like if you're a very good student, right? Or a reciter or a team player in school or college or wherever, and you become suddenly nervous in the middle of the ground, what will your teacher do? Your teacher will come and start motivating you, start encouraging you. Don't do that. Don't back out now. What will people say? You will lose face. That's not the right way to do it. So what is the life lesson that we learn from here, from what Arjuna did here? It is that one loses the ability to discriminate between right and wrong due to attachment. The moment you have attachment to something, yesterday we were discussing about attachment and affection, right? So if you have a lot of attachment, what happens is most of the times you lose the discretion, whether what is right, what is wrong. And you, because of attachment, you end up doing the wrong thing also, which may not be favorable. So Arjuna now surrenders to Krishna. Karpanya doshopahata swabhava pritchami tvam dharma sammudha chetah yachreyasya nishchitam bruhitan me shishyasteham shadimam tvam prapannam. Now I am confused about my duty, have lost all composure because of miserly weakness. In this condition, I am asking you to tell me for certain what is best for me, Krishna. Now I am your disciple and a soul surrender unto you. Please instruct me. So very important shloka this one is, right? This one is a very important shloka. Now in this one, Arjuna has surrendered. This is the turning point of Bhagavad Gita. Here Krishna's updesh, his way of counseling will start. He will start telling him after this shloka. Karpanya is miserliness. Dosha is like weakness. And upahata means inflicted. Prichhamitva means I'm telling you. Prichhamit, I'm asking you. Chan nishchitam bruhitan me. I'm telling you about the dharma. Shishyastam shadi mam tvam prapannam. He's telling he's bewildered, totally bewildered now. What to do? He's saying prapannam, I surrender to you. Mam tvam prapannam, I surrender to you. So he's forgetting his Kshatriya duty. Therefore, he is admitting, he is accepting. He says, yes, I know. Karpanya dosha. I'm trying to be I'm showing my weakness. It's very miserly of me. Now, my natural duty, I'm forgetting. My natural duty of Arjuna is what? Being a Kshatriya. But he is not being a Kshatriya, he is losing his confidence. He is becoming weak now. So here, Srila Prabhupada, once he gave his lecture of Bhagavad Gita, he was telling to become a disciple means no more argument. When we talk friendly way, we can argue, we can talk, counter argument, everything can happen. But he says when we become a disciple, whatever is the order from the Guru, there is no more argument. That is what we have to do. So therefore, Arjuna is saying over here, right? Karpanya dosho pahata swabhava. Actually, my behavior is very exactly, it should be exactly like a Kshatriya to fight for the just cause. But in this case, I'm somehow denying. Therefore, I'm Kripana. Kripana means not, using my position properly. I'm a Kshatriya, but I'm not using that position well. For example, if a man is very rich, okay, but he is not even using his money, he's just keeping it with him. Simply, he's just seeing his money and not using it. That's called Kripana. You have something, you have a skill, use it. Arjuna is powerful. He can fight. He's a Kshatriya. He fought so many wars and he won so many wars, but he's denying his ability now. So therefore, he's thinking now that I have become Kripna now, miser. Although I have got strength, I'm still not willing to fight. I have got, for example, if you have so much money and you're not spending, what is the point of having that money, right? Kripana, karpanya dosho pahata swabhava. So I'm infected with Karpanya dosha, he says. So what is the duty? What to do that time? You have to go to a person. For example, if you are not feeling well, you are having fever or whatever, you will go to a doctor and you will ask him, what to do, sir? I'm suffering with this disease, right? It is your duty to go to a person higher than you, who is superior than you, who will know what to do with your condition. Same thing Arjuna does, right? So similarly, when we in life also, this is a life lesson I'm discussing with you, is similarly, if you ever have a problem in life, you don't know what is right, what is wrong, you're forgetting your duty. It is very nice to go to a superior person and ask what to do. So who can be a superior person than Krishna over here? Therefore, Arjuna says, Prichamitvam, please, I am asking you. Prichamitva, I'm asking you because it is my duty. I'm asking you. I'm failing in my duty. It's not good, I know. So here Arjuna is surrendering, right? So he realizes that he is being weak. And so he is taking the shelter of Bhagavan. So now that there is a change in relationship from this chapter, and the knowledge is going to be transferred to him. How can we similarly surrender to Krishna in our life? Can you all tell me? How can we surrender ourselves to Krishna? You can chat. You can chat, or you can tell. Japa, very nice. You can do japa, yes. What else can you do? Yes. Bhakti, very good. Giti Mataji says bhakti. Chant, very nice. Who said chant? Darshana Mataji, chant. Then Pavitra Mataji, sattvic food, very good. Smith, Vegas, japa. Whatever Krishna gives, accept with full heart. Very good, Priyanka Mataji. Very nice. Nice to know your realizations and your thought process. Very nice. So we'll move on to the next one. You see, Gajendra Moksha. Vishnu came down to earth to protect Gajendra, the elephant, from the clutches of crocodile. Alternatively known as, we say Makara, right, in Sanskrit, I think. And with Vishnu's help, Gajendra achieved moksha, from the liberation of birth, of cycle of birth and death. So he surrendered. Same thing, even Brahma. Brahma surrendered in Brahma Vimohana Leela. Krishna, he smashes Lord Brahma's ego. And here you can see Prahlad Maharaj. Prahlad Maharaj was the son of Hiranyakashyap, right? After tolerating all the abuses from Hiranyakashyap, Prahlad was eventually saved by Lord Narsimha. So here Hanuman, you can see, he is a divine companion of God Rama. Hanuman is a very central character in the Hindu epic Ramayana, right? So we must surrender. Surrender is very important. We must do japa, we must surrender, we must leave everything to God. How does Lord Krishna show us how to become good teacher? Can you tell? How does he show? I can allow you to unmute yourselves. Please unmute yourselves and you can tell. If you want to chat, you can chat. Performance of our duty righteously. Very nice. Bhakti Seva, Smith, Vegas. Giti Mataji, by listening first. Very good. Hare Krishna.
Hearing the disciple very patiently first.
Yes, very nice. Dr. Sarita, Krishna centralized. Amit Jain Prabhuji, do our best, leave to Krishna. Keep everything in favor of Krishna. By listening first. Bhakti Seva, Prerna Mataji, listen carefully. Umal Mataji, listen to all problems properly. Sucheta Mataji, he listens. Neha Mataji, by listening to his Shishya. Very good, very nice, Ram. Very nice.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Yes, I think like Lord Krishna can be a good teacher. He showed us that way. How can we be the same? Is by showing the fault to the students in a very right way.
Role model.
Yes.
Any service done, whether big or small, is valuable. Kavita Mataji. Alpa Mataji, compassion for students and non-discrimination. Very good. Very good. Hare Krishna. So that is very nice now. Okay. Okay. Tamuvacha Hrushikeshaha Prahasanniva Bharata Senayorubayor Madhye Vishidantamidam Vachaha. O descendant of Bharata, at that time Krishna, smiling in midst of both the armies, spoke the following words to grief-stricken Arjuna. So he took in the middle of the whole Kurukshetra, he took the chariot in the middle, and then smiling, Tamuvacha, Tam Uvacha, and he started telling. Uvacha means speak. Hrishikesha is Krishna, master of senses. Prahasanna, Prahasan means smiling. Prasanna, Prasanna is Prasan. Prasan smiling. Iva, like that. Bharata, he's telling, and descendant of Bharat. Senayor Rubayor Madhye. So he is taking in the middle of the army. He is taken that. Vishidanta Midam Vacha. So now he is lamenting, right? Arjuna is lamenting. So he is going to tell the following words. Idam Vachaha. Now he is going to tell. So the talk is going on between, it was going on between intimate friends, right? But now, as friends, they were on the same level. But Arjuna voluntarily wanted to become the disciple. So Krishna is smiling because friend has chosen to become a disciple now. And as Lord, he is always superior, in a superior position, right? He's a master of everyone. Yet Lord agrees. He agrees to be a friend. If you want him to be a friend, he will be your friend. If you want him to be a son, he will be your son. If you want him, you want to be a devotee to him, he is ready for that. Whatever you want, he accepts it. So as soon as he said, I want you to be my guru, he immediately assumed that role and talked with his disciple like a master with full seriousness, right? So Bhagavad Gita, it is not, Bhagavad Gita, I feel, is very general. It is not for any particular person, society or community or anything like that. It is for everyone in this world. What is the life lesson that we learn from here? Difficult decision-making situation. Whenever you are having a very difficult situation, you don't know, you are not able to decide, consult a perfect authority. Find who you can consult, who you can confide in, and go to that person and do it. You keep asking, like, whenever you have a difficult situation, what to do? Go to a superior authority. They can help you. So Krishna's quality as a great teacher is don't scold. He only doesn't scold, sorry. He only smiles. He does not scold him. Shri Bhagavanu Vacha Ashocyanan Vashochastvam Pragyavadamscha Bhashase Gatasuna Gatasumscha Nanushocanti Panditaha. The blessed Lord said, while speaking learned words, you are mourning for what is not worthy of grief. Those who are wise lament neither for the living nor the dead. What are you lamenting for? He says, Shri Bhagavanu Vacha Bhagwan, Supreme Personality of Godhead. Everywhere you can notice this. Shri Bhagavanu Vacha is already there. Ashocya, it's not worth it. Arjuna, what are you doing? It's not worth it at all, whatever you are lamenting for. So here, Srila Prabhupada in his purport, he explains very nicely. He says, at once Sri Krishna takes the position of a teacher and he chastises the student. What are you doing? Don't do that. It's not right of you. Indirectly, he's saying it's little stupidity. Don't do that, okay? But he's telling very nicely. He says, you are a very learned person. It doesn't look nice, when you are doing like this. Right? And you are so learned, you know that this is not the body. This is just a soul. Why are you lamenting for that? Any condition, you're not supposed to lament. It's unworthy of you. Body is born. It is destined to be destroyed today or tomorrow. One day or the other, the body has to go. Body is not as important as the soul. So one who knows this is in knowledge. And for them, if the moment you know you're not supposed to lament, then if you have that knowledge, regardless of the condition of whatever material body you have, that's what he says. So Lord Krishna is the best teacher. Why? He listens. But chapter 1, he listens very quietly, very silently. He listens to the problems. Then he gives knowledge of Gita only when Arjuna is ready and surrenders. Usually, without any advice also, we start giving advice. That's not what Krishna does. Krishna first waits. When Arjuna surrenders, that's when he is ready to give the knowledge of Gita. He smiles. There is no anger at Arjuna. Very, very nicely he's smiling. Then bend, don't break. Arjuna was breaking down, right? Don't do that. Be flexible. Answer all the questions in short, immediately. In chapter 2, he is answering every question of Arjuna. That is why sometimes they say chapter 2 is the summary of whole of Bhagavad Gita. He keeps on encouraging Arjuna. That's a very good quality of a teacher. We keep motivating and encouraging students, right? Give Arjuna the choice. In the end, in 18th chapter, after telling everything, after giving all the knowledge, Krishna doesn't say, do like this. He says, I have told you whatever I was supposed to tell you. Now, do as you like. There is no force. Now, up to you. That is a very good quality of a teacher. Teacher should not be forcing anything. So whenever Lord Krishna speaks, Bhagavad Gita says, Shri Bhagavanu Vacha. Why not Krishna Vacha? Anyone? Why Bhagavanu Vacha? You can write, you can type. I can allow you to unmute. He is supreme. Very nice. Smith Vegas. He is Krishna Mataji because he is supreme. Very nice. Yes, correct. He is supreme. No doubt about it. I have. You can unmute yourself if you want to. Voice of Supreme Head. Harika Mataji because Krishna. Because he is supreme, because Krishna is Bhagavan, the supreme. Very nice. Shiva Prabhuji, I think at that time he was not friend of Arjuna. No end and no start for him. Now he's a guru. Okay. No, why in Bhagavad Gita they started with Bhagavanu Vacha? Okay, thank you for all your answers. Thank you for your answering all the questions in the Zoom chat. Now, who is Bhagavan? Let's see. This Vedvyas's father, Parashar, he wrote in Vishnu Puran, Aishwarasya samagrasya virasya yashasas shreyah jnana vairagya yoshchaiva shanam bhaga itiranam. This was in Vishnu Puran. The one who is Bhagavan, the one who has absolute wealth, absolute strength, absolute fame, absolute beauty, absolute knowledge and renunciation is called Bhagavan. Parashar Muni, a great sage and father of Vyasadeva, he compiled all the Vedic literature and gave the following definition of God. So he means wealth. He has all the wealth. He has the whole Srishti. As we have very limited, right? How much do we have? We have so much in the bank. That's it. That's what we have. In chapter 7, also he says, Mattav parataram nanyat kinchidasti dhananjaya mai sarvamidam protam iti sutre manigana iva. He says, Dhananjaya, Arjuna, there is no truth superior to me. Everything rests upon me as pearls strung in the thread. So we can find in Isopnishad also, Om Isha Vasyamidam Sarvam Yatkancha Jagatam Jagat Tena Tyaktena Bhunjita Mamgrita Kasya Swidhanam. So he has got everything. He has got everything, animate, inanimate, whatever is in this universe, it is controlled, it is owned by Krishna. It is owned. This is very important. Owned by Krishna. One should therefore accept that only whatever is necessary, we should have it. And whatever is our quota, we should take. That's it. Not accept everything from everyone. We know who it belongs to actually, right? It belongs to Krishna. It doesn't belong to us. Now, Viryasya, Aishwarasya, he's got everything. Samagrasya, Virasya means, Veer means warrior. He's very brave. He kidnapped Rukmani. He went nicely in the chariot, very slowly, fearless. He is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Shriyasya, very beautiful. In Brahma Samhita, for his beauty, they have mentioned Venum Kwanantam Aravinda Dayalataksham. He plays, Venum means flute. Beautifully, playing his flute. And Arvinda Taksham, sorry. So Dayala Taksham means lotus eyes, like lotus petals. His eyes are like lotus petals. Barha Vatam Samsita Buddha Sundarangam, like what the head, he has peacock feathers. It's decked with peacock feathers. He's so beautiful. Kandar Pakoti Kamaniya Vishesha Chobham. Millions of Kandarpa Koti. Koti means millions of cupids, they will be he's so charming that millions of cupids also will be less. He's so charming. Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. I worship such a Lord. I worship Krishna. I worship Govinda, who has got beautifully, plays beautiful flute. He has a beautiful feather, peacock feather on his head. He's got lotus petaled eye. He's so charming. I worship such Govinda. So Yashasva. Yashasva means what? He's Yashasvi. He has somebody who doesn't know. There is no one who doesn't know him, or Jnani. He has got full Gyan, all knowledge. He's telling us Bhagavad Gita, so definitely he is having knowledge. In chapter 9 also he says, Maya tatamidam sarvam jagadat vyakta murtina masthani sarva bhutani nachaham teshva vasthitaha. He says the entire universe is, I'm there everywhere. This entire universe is permeated by me. All beings are in me. Everybody is in me, but I am not in them. It's so nice. Everyone is in me, but I am not in anyone. So it's like, our Prime Minister, he is there in our country. We know he is there, right? He is taking care of the whole country. He's taking care of everything. But he can't be with each one of us, right? He can't come and sit with each one of us. But he is there. We know he is controlling everything. He is taking care of the whole thing. Similarly, I'm just giving a crude example. So someone asked why Bhagavad Gita was not told to Duryodhana, he could have improved then in his behavior. Yes, sure. But was he in that mode to receive? Was he even wanting to receive that knowledge? Krishna also went for peace talks also. But did he take it positively? No. He was not at all in that mode of taking it. Krishna's renunciation, Vairagya. In this Vairagya renunciation example, Srila Prabhupada also gives, we come to know in 18th chapter also. He is telling Arjuna, I have told what I have to tell you. Now you decide what is right. Even he says, as taking up the role of a charioteer. Just imagine, who is Krishna? And he is taking up the role of a charioteer. Isn't it exhibiting his opulence of renunciation? He's full of 6 opulences. At the same time, he is exhibiting the renunciation by taking something so subordinate. You ask us to become a charioteer. Driver? Me? I'm educated. I know everything. Why should I become a driver? But he exhibited that high renunciation. He took a subordinate position to his dearmost devotee. And, that's a real great example to show a role model. He even went away from his dear devotees from Vrindavan. He detached himself. He gives us freedom to decide what we should do, what we should not do, right? If not, then why some are drawn towards the bad habits? If he has not given us a little bit of freedom, then some people do go towards the bad habits, right? So that's the reason he gives us some freedom also. Like, Bhagavan, like we have in Hindi, Dhairyavan, Bhagyavan, Mulyavan, Vidwan, Satyavan, like that. Bhaga means having 6 gunas, 6 opulences. So whoever has this Shada guna, Shada means 6. Whoever has 6 gunas, he is called Bhagavan. Only Sri Krishna has all the 6 opulences in absolute sense. There is just one God in the whole of entire universe, but we call different names, right? If you go in Shastras also, if you go into Vedas also, you will see that only Sri Krishna has been called Bhagavan, no one else. You can see anywhere. Only Krishna has been given the title Shri Bhagavan Uvacha because of 6 opulences. You can see he has got complete beauty, wealth, fame, strength, knowledge, and sacrifice. Even in Brahma Samhita, Brahma is also telling about Bhagavan. Ishwara Parama Krishna Satchit Ananda Vigraha Anadir Adi Govinda Sarva Karana Karanam. He is the cause of all causes. He is everything. So even Brahma is telling, he is Bhagavan. Krishna is supreme. No one can excel him. He is the supreme personality of Godhead. His body is eternal. He is full of knowledge and bliss. He is the primeval Lord, Govinda, and he is the cause of all causes. That is what Brahma tells in Brahma Samhita. Okay, our vision is not perfect. How can we see Bhagwan with these eyes? We don't have the eyes to see Bhagwan. So I'm allowing you to unmute yourself. So you can tell me, what do you see right now? What do you see here? You can unmute yourself.
Sky.
Yeah, sky. Yes. You can see sky. And what else can you see?
Infinity.
Horizon.
What is this?
Horizon.
What is this?
Clouds.
Clouds. So you see the sky, you see the clouds,
Waves.
some land also, right?
Waves.
Yeah.
The sun rays.
We are going on a drive, okay? We are all going on a drive. So we have seen the clouds, we have seen the land, we have seen the sky. Let's go a little closer, okay? Let's try. Okay. We're going a little closer. What do you see now?
Tree.
Yeah. We saw a tree now because we went little closer. So when you saw from far, you didn't see the tree clearly. But when you went closer and closer, you could see the tree. Now we go very close to the tree. What do you see now?
Parrot.
You see a bird.
Parrot.
Yeah, parrot, bird. What is it doing?
It's eating a chili.
Eating. Yeah, true. So it is eating. Similarly, when we see this, and you see from far, you just see a light. Now we will go little closer. We will see 400 Paramatma, who is the super soul within our heart. We will go much more closer, deep within, and we'll see our Shyam Sundar, see Krishna, right? For example, you have like 2 friends. You are very new. You don't know each other. You just know the name. But then you don't even know where they live, what they do, what their parents do. But slowly when you get to know them, now you come to know, oh, they live in so-and-so place. Oh, their parents are doctors. Okay, you get to know more about them. Same way, the closer we go to God, more details we come to know about God. First light is Brahman. It is the effulgence. Then we see Chaturbhuja Paramatma. Then Shyam Sundar Roop with peacock, flute and everything. Krishna is watching us all the time, all the time. He is there in our heart. He knows everything what we are doing. So it's a beautiful thing. We need to realize that this is Brahman, 3 steps of finding the Supreme. It can be realized in 3 phases of understanding. One is Brahman, one is Paramatma, and Bhagavan. It can be explained in with the example of sun also. Krishna or Supreme Personality of Bhagavan is identical, right? So Lord Krishna that is why called Bhagavan, because he has got all the 6 opulences. So Srila Prabhupada, he explains in his purport, in one of his lectures, I think he explained with giving the example of sun. He says, this is sunshine, Brahman is sunshine. Then slowly we go to sun surface, that we find Paramatma, and sun planet as Bhagavan. He has just given the analogy. One who understands the sun surface, he is going further. So even if we are sitting here, we still get the sunshine. So it's from far we can see that also. But then we go closer, we go on the sun planet, we go nearer, we see Paramatma. We go deep with it. Then we come face to face with Bhagavan. That is the understanding that Srila Prabhupada had given. Next, we move on to 2.13. Dehinosmin yatha dehe kaumaram yauvanam jara tatha dehantara prapter dhirastatra namuhyati. As the embodied soul continually passes in this body from boyhood to youth to old age, the soul similarly passes into another body at death. The self-realized soul is not bewildered by such a change. Since every living entity, it's an individual soul. We are all individual souls. We have come alone, we'll go alone. We are all changing our body. Each soul is changing the body every moment. Sometimes, now, we were once upon a time, I was a child. Then I became a youth. Now I'm old. So I still have the same spirit soul inside me, even though the body is growing, right? I'm still the same person, same soul, same spirit soul is there. Soul is not undergoing any change. Only the body is, outside body is undergoing this change. Once my body becomes very old, I get some disease or I may just die of old age. My body is going to disappear. My soul will remain there. The individual soul, my soul will find another body, whatever kind of body. It may transmigrate to another body and it is sure to get some body. So in my next birth, it may get, I may be in this material world only, or I may go to spiritual world, who knows, right? So that is why he says, Arjuna has no cause for lamentation. He does not have to cry for this, because once you have this knowledge that after death, Bhishma, even Dronacharya, he was so much concerned about them. Even after that also, you need not worry. Nothing is going to happen. The body is going to go. The soul is already going to be here. Now here, who am I? You don't have a soul. You are a soul. That is one thing we need to keep telling ourselves. We don't say we have a soul. We are a soul, but we have a body, which is temporary. It is temporary. We have to remember that. So please tell me, can the soul be destroyed or not? I need to know your thoughts. Brahman is the effulgence which we see. We saw the cloud, we saw the sky, we saw everything, right? It from far away. So the sunshine that is coming to us from far away, that is Brahman. It is Supreme Personality of Godhead is Krishna. Krishna has three phases. One is Brahman, the farthest. Then we go further more. Soul cannot be destroyed. Very nice. Rishi Lahori Prabhuji, soul being metaphysical, cannot be destroyed. No soul can't be destroyed. Shiva Prabhuji, it just goes from one body to other. Soul cannot be destroyed. Okay. It cannot be. Everybody is agreeing on soul cannot be destroyed. Commonly, everybody said that soul cannot be destroyed. Yes. Very nice answers. So we can see that Nainam chindanti shastrani, nainam dahati pavakaha, nachainam kledayantyapo, nashoshayati marutaha. Whatever you all just said, can soul be destroyed? Nainam chindanti shastrani. It cannot be. All kinds of weapons. The soul can never be cut into pieces by any weapon, shastrani, nor can it be burned. Nainam dahati pavaka. It cannot be burned by fire. Nachainam kledayantyapo, nor moistened by water. Nashoshayati marutaha, nor withered by the wind. Maruta is wind. So it cannot be cut by any weapon, nor be burned by fire, not moistened by water, nor withered by the wind. All kinds of weapons, swords, flame weapons, tornadoes, whatever. Nothing can kill the spirit soul. You can kill my body, you can't kill my soul, right? We have so many weapons nowadays, very nuclear weapons and all, but all these weapons are made from these 5 elements, these elements only, in addition to whatever modern weapons of fire we have now. The nuclear weapons that we have in this modern age, they are called fire weapons, right? We had so many kinds of weapons before. Water weapons, fire weapons, but soul cannot be cut into pieces. It cannot be annihilated by any kind of weapons, regardless of whatever scientific devices we may get. So Srila Prabhupada also said that this is the distinction between the soul being the spirit. How to know? This is the distinction of the soul, because soul cannot be cut or into pieces. You can take anything of this material world. From this material world, take anything. They can be burned. It is just the question of temperature. How much temperature you have to have. Iron can be burnt. Everything can be burnt. Metal, any hard thing can be burnt. Everything can be burnt. We need to know what kind of temperature we have to go to. But here, any temperature you go to, soul cannot be burnt. So here it is said, right? So Krishna himself is saying, Nainam chindati shastrani, nainam dahati pavaka. He himself is saying that soul cannot be burnt. So it means that it is stronger than everything, right? It is so minute, it is atomic size portion, but it cannot be burned. So what is the life lesson that we learn here? We cannot escape our miseries. We sometimes say, okay, I will just leave this body, I will suicide, I will do this, I will exploit my body, destroy my body. No, you cannot get rid of your miseries. It will follow you. The soul is there. Soul will go into another body. Again, those miseries, you can't just escape from that. You have to go through your karma. Not this body, another body. Not that body, another body. So better you face it. It is always good to face it. The modern scientists, they think, there cannot be any life in the sun globe. Srila Prabhupada says in his lectures that no, there is life on sun also. We don't know. The information is in the Vedic literature that there is life. There are also human beings like us, but they are made up of fire. That's all. So we have got this teeny experience of how in the fire a living entity can live. To answer this problem only, Krishna says, Nainam dahati pavakaha. Right? Spirit soul cannot be burned. It would have been burned. Then according to Hindu system, when we burn this body, then the soul also should be burnt, right? Soul, again, it should not, everything should be finished. Big professors still think like that. But here Krishna is saying, Nainam dahati pavaka. So it is very clearly said. Otherwise, how does it exist? Na hanyate hanyamane sharire. It will not be killed by anything. Next answer is giving Krishna. Avachyavadamscha bahun vadishyanti tavahitaha nindantastav samarthyam tato dukkhataram nukim. So he says, your enemies will describe you in many unkind words and scorn your ability. What could be more painful for you? So it's right, and Srila Prabhupada also says, like Lord Krishna was astonished in the beginning. Why is he, saying he's being compassionate? What happened to him? So he described his compassion as non-Aryan. It's not Aryan. It's not like Kshatriya. In not so many words, but he has proved that, statements against Arjuna's so-called compassion is not right. Hato va prapsasi swargyam jitva va bhokshase mahim tasma duttishta kaunteya yuddhaya krita nishchayah. O son of Kunti, either you will be killed on the battlefield and attain heavenly planets, or you will be conquered. You will conquer and enjoy the earthly kingdom. Therefore, get up and fight with determination. Tasmat uttishta kaunteya. Get up. Uttishta means get up. Kaunteya means son of Kunti. So son of Kunti is Arjuna. So he says, get up, Kaunteya. So he says, if hatova prapsasi swargyam, if you are killed, you will get swarg, heaven. So you will go, you will be crowned in heaven. Okay. And jitvava bhokshase mahim. In case you will die, here you are going to the swarg. If you are going to win, you are going to reign over the earth. So tasmat uttishta kaunteya yuddhaya krita nishchaya. Now get up. Uttishta means get up. So he says you must get up and fight now. If you don't fight, then enemies are going to blaspheme you. They're going to avachya vadamscha bahun vadishyanti tavahita, means they are going to talk very bad about you. It's not right. You're becoming very, very sorry to fight your own relatives. But I know, but that you will be defamed by your own enemies. What will these people come and say about you? So it's not right. So even if you die, don't think that you are a loser, because immediately you will be promoted. And anybody who dies in the in the battlefield are said that they will go to Swarg, the heavenly planets. You are fighting for the right cause also. So definitely you're righteous. So heavenly planet is meant for righteous people. You are dying for righteousness. So you will definitely be promoted to heavenly planets, right? So both way you're profited. You win, you get to reign. You lose, you're in the heavenly planets. What is your problem now, right? You will be enjoying the kingdom if you are. So both ways you are profited. Don't worry. It's not loss on your part. So Tasmat, therefore, he says, Uttishta Kaunteya, get up and fight. Definitely you must decide now. So Arjuna was a famous fighter, right? He has attained a lot of fame. He won so many battles. He fought with even Lord Shiva. And after fighting and defeating Lord Shiva also, Lord Shiva was in form of a hunter that time. He was rewarded with many weapons. His own guru Dronacharya gave him so many weapons. He got so many credentials, so many certificates, military certificates he got from different authorities. Even his father, adoptive father, Indra, he also gave him the weapon. So if you now abandon this battle, it's not going to look like that you're a Kshatriya. You will lose all your fame, whatever you have earned so far, whatever good name you have earned so far. So not good. You prepare yourself to the royal road to hell then, if you're not going to fight then. It's not correct. So you better fight. Don't think that you should, fighting will kill. They are just souls. It's not body. So don't worry about all that. It's not a sin, right? That's what he says. Neha vikramana shosti pratyavayo na vidyate swalpamapyasya dharmasya trayate mahato bhayat. In this endeavor, there is no loss or diminution, and a little advancement on this path can protect one from the most dangerous type of fear. Here he says that, that you should not worry about all this. You should fight, get up, fight, and don't worry. Even a small endeavor, whatever you're little doing, it is going to protect you. Don't think that you're doing a sinful activity. Swalpa apyasya dharmasya trayate mahato bhat. It bhakti yoga begins some way or the other, right? So then he tells a story, Srila Prabhupada. He says that in a deity room, there was a lamp burning. You see a lamp over there, so lamp was burning. And right, when you light a lamp, you have to keep watching it unless and until, it has to be watched. So sometimes the wick has to be pushed a little bit up also. So the lamp was almost going to be extinguished. In the meantime, there was a rat. It came over there and he thought that it was something eatable. So he touched it with the mouth. Simply by that action, he got salvation. It got burnt, of course, but the wick started burning. He got salvation. Little bit he did, just he pushed and the light started burning. So we have to understand this. Krishna is so merciful, always merciful. We do little and he gives us so much. But we are not ready to do, we are so lazy, we're not ready to do even that little much also. So because he gave some service to the deity, he got moksha, he got salvation. So that is why he says, Swalpam apyasya dharmasya trayate mahato bhayat. You do little bit. Krishna consciousness is so nice. Whatever you do sincerely, it will never be lost. Permanent. That's the permanent credit that you are getting, right? Full credit. If you are able to do that, it will never be lost. So, Vyavasayatmika buddhi ekeha kuru nandana bahushaka hyanantascha buddhayo vyavasayinam. Those who are in this path are resolute in purpose and their aim is one. O beloved child of the Kurus, the intelligence of those who are irresolute is many branched. He is telling Vyavasatmika buddhi, who is strongly in Krishna consciousness. Buddhi means intelligence. Buddhi Eke Kuru Nandana. Kuru Nandana is the son of Kuru dynasty, which is Arjuna only. He says, those who have strong belief in Krishna consciousness path, O Kuru Nandana, Bahushaka Yanantashcha, Buddhyo Vyavasayinam. So be in that, have a strong faith in Krishna consciousness. You will be elevated to highest platform, highest perfection of life. Vyavasatmika buddhi, ekeha kurunandana. So your purpose should be to be in Krishna consciousness. Just Vasudevam Sarvam Iti. Samahatma Sudurlabha. Those who are thinking about only Vasudeva, such kind of Mahatma person in Krishna consciousness is rare to find, rare good soul who knows perfectly that Krishna is the root cause of all causes. So, like for example, if you are watering the plant, you are watering the root of the plant. Naturally, you are automatically distributing to the branches and leaves. So, by acting in Krishna consciousness, one can render highest service to everyone. You can serve your family, you can serve the society, you can serve your country, whatever. Krishna is satisfied by that action. Everyone will be satisfied. So service in Krishna consciousness is very important. It should be definitely practiced under a able guru, spiritual guru, like Arjuna practiced under Dronacharya. No small service done for Krishna is ever wasted. No small service. Karmanyevadhikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana ma karma phalaheturguhu mate sangostva karmani. Lord advised that Arjuna not to be inactive, but he should perform his prescribed duty without being attached to the result. Don't be attached to the result. Just keep doing service. All his devotees worship him in that way, right? By chosen words. Therefore, Lord is known to be Uttama Shloka. No amount of chosen words, no amount of, nothing is sufficient to enumerate his Lord Krishna's glory. Yet he is very much satisfied by such prayers. Like how, a father, he becomes very happy when his growing child tries to speak in some broken language. Oh, my child spoke. Like that. Even Krishna is very, very happy. Even if we say a little bit of shloka also, or even if we say Hare Krishna, he is very happy. Right? So what is a devotional service? Devotional service is working for Krishna. No expectation of any result. Right? So it was very important. Lord says, Arjuna, you have to perform your duty. You don't get attached to the result. He's advising. Arjuna was advised by Krishna to fight as a matter of duty. No attachment towards anything. Just service. You have to be a role model. Today we are moving little more because 72 shlokas. I'm doing most of the shlokas. So just bear with me for 10 minutes more. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Prajahati Yada Kaman Sarvan Partha Manogatan Atman Yevatmana Tushtaha Stita Pragyasta Dochyate. He says, O Partha, when a man gives up all varieties of sense desire which arise from mental concoction, and when his mind finds satisfaction in self alone, he is said to be in pure transcendental consciousness. Dukkheshvano dvignamanaha Sukheshu Vigataspraha Vitaraga Bhaya Krodaha Sitadir Muniruchyate. And one who is not disturbed in mind, even through going through so many miseries, or very elated when there is happiness. Misery also is balanced, and happiness also is in the same position. Who is free from all attachment, fear, anger, is called sage with a steady mind. So here they're telling, and you have to be in fully Krishna consciousness, have devotional service, do all good qualities of a great sage. One has to engage oneself in Krishna consciousness without hesitation. For this devotional service will help us to move on the platform of transcendental consciousness. And we will always remain happy. Somehow or the other, inside we are always calm and we are always happy. So it is stated in Garud Puran also, sometimes a king wants to become a simple king. He will want to become the emperor of the whole world. Once you become the emperor, he wants to become a celestial god. Once you become a Devata, he wants to become Indra. Once you become Indra, you want to attain Brahma, like secondary creator, right? So thirst for material enjoyment is never going to be complete. So in the second shloka, Sthita Dhir Muni means who is capable of controlling the mind. So we should try and control the mind. Lord Krishna is telling us we should be situated in such a place that you should give up all selfish desires, cravings of the senses, and be self-satisfied. That is the crux of this shloka. Look at him. He was being attacked. Who is he? Anybody who can tell me? In the chat box, you can tell. Who is he? He is being attacked by so many. Small boy. Prahlad, yeah, very nice, very nice. Thank you, Alpa Mataji. Very nice. He was attacked, but he was sthit dirmuni richite means balanced. That is Prahlad. See, he was being burnt also. Still remained staunch devotee. Nothing moved him. How can a supposedly harmless contemplation turn into insatiable lust and anger and cause one's fall down? Simple thing happens and we immediately, become very angry. So let's see. Dhyayato vishayan punsaha sangasteshu pajayate sangat sanjayate kamaha kamat krodho bhijayate. When we are contemplating the objects of the senses, we develop attachment. And then from then, attachment, lust is developed. From lust, anger develops. So these things are happening. We continue in our material life, life after life a human life after human life, in other forms of life. We are not stopping this. Every time we are going through the same process, you have to start thinking now. We have got this human life. Let's use this opportunity for spiritual perfection. We don't want to suffer every life after life. Again, start from nursery, again go through the whole process. Why do you want to go through the whole process? So that is very important. So we need to, a sincere devotee of the Lord, he will shun all material sense enjoyment because he has got a higher taste. Once you get a higher taste, you don't want to come down. You have tasted honey, for example. You don't want a simple jaggery or something. You'll say, oh, honey is tastier than this. You don't want to come down. You really want. So if you have tasted spiritual enjoyment, you will not want to come down to material distance. This is the secret of success. That's what Srila Prabhupada says. Param drishtva nivartate, he says in chapter 9. So if you get, param means if you get a better thing, you give up inferior things. That's the nature, that is our nature. You like something. If you have see a Mercedes Benz, why will you buy a Toyota Corolla? You'll say, oh, Mercedes Benz is better. I will take that. So always you go for a superior thing. So the moment we taste superior knowledge, we don't want to come back to material world. So what is the life lesson here? Missing the link of higher taste. In order to move to the higher taste, we need to understand Bhagavad Gita. Krodhat bhavati sammohaha, sammohat smriti vipramaha, smriti bhramshat buddhinasho, buddhinashat pranashyati. Once you are angry, delusion comes. Delusion, you start having bewilderment of memory. Memory is bewildered, intelligence is lost, buddhi is lost. And when buddhi or intelligence is lost, we fall down into the material. So it is very important that we control our mind. It is very, that Srila Prabhupada calls it Halgu Vairagya. It is waste. It's a show bottle spiritualism. They just want to show, that we are sages or sannyasis. But no, you have to be completely sthita dhir muni richyate. We have to be completely in Krishna consciousness. Some sadhus, they want to give up all material things. Oh, I don't want to touch anything. I don't want to touch iPad or laptop or anything. But that's not right. For example, right now, we are using the laptop, we are using the iPad, we are using everything for Krishna, for telling Bhagavad Gita. So it is nothing wrong in that. Nothing wrong in using anything. We don't have to have Phalgu Vairagya. That kind of renunciation is not required. But we should always remember that Krishna is the supreme enjoyer. We need to offer him the food and then take it as, as prasadam. So after offering good eatables to the Lord, we take the remnants. That is called prasadam. Everything becomes spiritualized. The moment it is spiritualized, there is no danger of fall down. We are doing for Krishna. We are doing everything in Krishna consciousness. Then nothing wrong can happen. But artificial renunciation, that is Phalgu Vairagya, that is definitely, it is going to agitate our mind. It will make us angry only. Nothing good is going to come out of it. That is why you can see that. First is, you see the objects. You see something, dhyayato vishayan punsan, you see vishaya, then you get attached. Sangaste shupajayate, you get attached to it. Then comes lust. Sangat sanjayate kamaha. And then from that, you get angry. Because you are not getting something, you become angry. Kamat krodho bhi jayate. With that, bewilderment of memory. Smriti sanmohat smriti vibramaha. You get vibram. Vibrama means bewilderment of memory. Then loss of intelligence from there. Smriti bhramshat buddhi nasha. Buddhi will become nash. And what will happen ultimately? Buddhi nashat pranashyati. You will fall down. So it is not a good sign. We have to be completely in one balanced state of mind. For example, I will give a crude example, like there is a wedding anniversary coming up. Okay, so the wife is getting very excited. Oh, thinking, oh my God, wedding, this is our 25th wedding anniversary or 10th wedding anniversary or whatever. And what surprise my husband is going to give me, you know. Maybe he may take me to Switzerland. And then she will start going on internet and start Googling about Switzerland, which all places to go to and what to see and what all to do there. She starts comparing with her friend. Okay, you know, she went to just see Taj Mahal only. I will be going to, you know, Switzerland. She just went to see. As soon as she starts comparing, what happens? Lust develops. The object is like going. Then she is attached to it. The lust has developed. Now, poor husband, he is very busy in his office. He forgot. He doesn't remember because of his tight schedule and meetings. He completely forgot about the wedding anniversary. So now you can imagine what happens to the wife. She gets very angry. So she's completely soaked up in anger now. The moment that anger comes inside, it creates a lot of delusion. Krodhat bhavati sammohaha. It has created delusion now. It means false belief. What is he doing? Why did he forget? Then she keeps moving around the whole house, pretending to be busy, but she's not able to control her mind in anger. She forgets to even cook. Her intelligence even goes out of the window, flies away. Intelligence, buddhi is not working for her. She refuses to discriminate between what is the right thought and what is the wrong process. He just forgot, that's it. But she is crying miserably. And then she says, no, I can't stay in this kind of a marriage. I want a divorce straight away. Buddhi bhramshat, totally buddhi nashat pranashyati. She just falls completely, thinking that this life is hell. What is this life? I'm not even getting any kind of affection and love from my husband. He even forgot my anniversary. This is just a crude example. So life lesson that we can come out of this is beware of your damaging thought. One thought, beware of that thought. It will damage it, as it gets converted into very cruel kind of plans. And then it will end up with an action which you will regret forever. Please always beware of your damaging thoughts. That is very important. So what did we understand in chapter 2? For sustained happiness, just now I told about these 8 failures, right? About the objects and attachment and lust and anger and delusion and all that. We must find higher taste. Where will you find higher taste? Spirituality. Go read Bhagavad Gita. Balance your life. How to manage? Do devotional service for higher taste. How to manage the crisis? If you have crisis management, you are indecisive, what to do, you don't understand. Go, surrender. Surrender to a superior being who knows much more than you. Ask him what to do instead of saying, no, I cannot do. Who am I? We should know very well. I am soul, but I have a body. We must remember that. And the 2 duties that we have is, one duty is towards this gross and subtle body, and the duty is towards the soul. We have this soul inside. We must always water the soul. We must give food to the soul. And the food to the soul is chant Hare Krishna. So again, I'm just quickly going through. Arjuna did not want to fight because of compassion, no enjoyment, fear of sinful activities, destruction of family tradition, and indecision. So Krishna says, no, compassion, we are not the body, we are the soul, so don't worry. No enjoyment, he said, doesn't matter. You fight and you win, you will get the kingdom. You won't win, you will go to heaven. Either way, it's fine. Fearful of sinful activities is devotional activity. Do devotional. You're in devotional activity, there will be no sin there. Destruction of family tradition, be a role model. And he's very much in indecision. He's not able to decide. Says you serve the Lord with firm determination, and everything good will happen to you, right? So in your life, if ever you are feeling restless, read this. You want to seek the meaning of life? Read Bhagavad Gita. You want to be a better person? Read Bhagavad Gita. Do you feel sometimes missing something in life? Read Bhagavad Gita. Are you feeling lonely? Read Bhagavad Gita. Are you searching for happiness? Read Bhagavad Gita. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Vancha kalpata rupashte kripa sindhubhya evacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna.